G'day, how you doing? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video. Before we get started, I'll just put some sizes on the canvas there for you like that. And there's not very many colours in this painting, but we'll get the colours going up the screen for you as well. This is a picture one of my group members posted and they said you're welcome to use it, so I thought a few things in this I quite like about it. It's got no horizon line. You probably know the one I'm talking about. It's a floating jetty and it was by Kiki Osman. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her name, but anyway, Kiki Osman, thank you very much. I've masked in the jetty there and I've worked out where I want the moon / sun's reflection. So you've got to put the jetty in first and work out where you want that. Okay, so I'll bring you over here and I'll show you exactly what I'm up to, all right? And there's not many colours in it either, not many at all. And you know what? Because it's got no horizon line, it's going to make that guy really get a sore neck and go, whoa, that is different. Spot on. That's the sort of attention it's going to get, okay? So come on over here. So here is the picture in question, and as you can see there's no horizon line, and these reflections you need to get them where you want once you've mapped in your jetty. So I've mapped in my jetty and I've masked it up because I'm going to paint all this and I want to be able to pull the tape off and then just map in my jetty on top of the water surface. Now this line here and here, that's my horizon line, okay? I've put a dot there and I've drawn everything to those dots to get everything in perspective, okay? And this line here and here and here, they are in cahoots with the horizon line. You don't want them any different. So let's get all this sky colour, and we've got a bit of foreground here we're going to blend in as well. So down here on the palette I've got my craft paint and a bit of retarder, and I just want to grab my putter on a brush and mix this up to create my own magic wonderful white sort of under primer there, because this will let the colours blend. Now I've shown you the photo, you saw the painting in the opening credits there. Change it up a bit if you want, it doesn't have to be the exact same. I'm going to put stones in the front of this maybe instead of the twigs. So I'll get this all mapped on. See now, because this is craft paint with retarder, it's going to act like a rubbery underlay, and trying to paint detailed objects such as that jetty on top can be a bit daunting and difficult. That's why I've masked up the area for the jetty, so when I finish this I can take the tape off and have no trouble painting my jetty on top of some rubber underlay. Now I'm just going to stroke that left and right. I do this to massage it into the canvas and to get a nice smooth even surface without any lumps and bumps. And I'm kind of working out the thickness. So I'm actually using the tip of this brush now and I'm thinning it down so it's not a big laden sheet of it on there. All right. Now I want me grey. I've got my toning grey out of the tube. It's pretty much like a mid-tone. I'm going to just add some bits of cerulean blue just to get it like a blue-grey. Okay. And this has got no retarder in it, this paint here. This is just neat from the tube, good quality. Okay, so this white's going to lighten it up as well. Beautiful, look at that. Now remember, it's not going to have any horizon line. It's going to look quite different. So that's why I was gravitated to this photo. I mean, I've seen a few pictures and photos without horizon lines depicted in them, but they are there. But it's like, when I saw this one, I thought, yeah, that's something we can try and teach a beginner. Now I've just gone to that shoreline there, because I'm going to merge a colour into that. Now I'm just getting this and getting it, see it's got a tinge of blue, whether the camera's picking that up or not, I don't know. I'm getting this all around the sky, everywhere. Brush strokes, looks good. I can see where my jetty is. Now what I might do is just wipe that brush and just gingerly pick up some of this darker grey. And I hope, I don't want too much, just a little bit at a time, because this stuff's going to dry darker. And I'm looking on the picture, maybe a little bit down in this corner here with a bit of darker grey. Incorporate it into that water. And maybe out there. Just pick up some more, maybe over here on this side of the jetty. So pretty much all the way across there. Maybe a little bit up here, that'll do it. Now I just want to iron all this out. Get it reasonable. We've got some darker values there. Now this is smeary here, we don't want that. You want to just X-stroke it. I've got some raw umber here, just on its own, and we'll get that bank area mapped in as well. Just somewhere from here, pick up some more, coming across the bottom somewhere like that. And I'm just going to merge this into the water there. Get it all the way over here. I'll have some darker values right down there. Now I just want to merge that into the water, so the watercolour and this raw umber are like that. Crisscross it so you don't get any hard lines there. Wipe your brush using the tip. There we go, wipe the brush, and I'm just going to blend that now. So we've got a nice transition of that shore colour just going into that water. Now I've got that yellow oxide there. Before things get a bit too dry on the canvas, I want to put that yellow and white tinge in the sky. So if you don't have a pouncer, let's just see how we're going to go with our finger. We don't want much of this, we just want a tinge of it. So pick up some white with your finger, and I need this about there. So this is going to go, I wanted just some of this tinging around in the sky. Use your finger to blend it, or pick up a blending brush to blend it, okay? And then when we add the actual white on top of that, and it's going to go about here, and use a finger to blend it. Now we're going to add some white. So I've cleaned my finger again. Now I've got titanium white out of the tube, not this craft white. Get a bit of that on your finger. And in the middle of that, we want to get it on there. Now if I keep trying to smear that with that same finger, it's full of paint. I'm going to be putting paint everywhere, so I'm just going to grab another finger now, or use a blending brush. I'm just showing you this if you don't have a pouncer. Some people, so I don't have a pouncer, where can I get a pouncer from? So that's why I've done that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same to this one down here. Put a bit of paint in there. It's really intensified in the middle, and then I'm going to just gently tease that, just so we've got a nice white glare in the middle of it. Add a bit more if you feel you've lost a bit of it. Play with it, make it your own. Now just to make the painting a bit different to the photo is a good reference. I'm going to grab some of that yellow ochre again with some of the craft white just to lighten it down a bit. And I'm going to put some kind of, maybe a cloud body here or some mist or something. Let's just see how it's going to work. So I'll push this up, because this has got to have white on it. So this is just a body of something in the sky, some element, not element, some subject in the sky. Just there like that. I'll just lightly brush that on. I will grab a blending brush, and I want to sit that down into that sky there nicely. Blend it, keep the bottom reasonably straight, do what you want with. Now you don't have to add this if you don't want to. If you think, no, I'd rather have it without that, less is best, because actually less is best. I'm probably doing a bit of overkill here, but we'll see how we go. I just wanted to add something different to show you. Now cleaning that brush, I'm picking up the titanium white on its own, and we're going to map in that cloud. And it's not going to be a bright white one, we'll start in the middle, and we just want to do the same again like we did with that yellow ochre. Just kind of twist this around, because it's sort of got that spooky mist type about it, you know what I mean? So you can sort of see that going on here. When I blended that moon glare with my finger, that gave me the idea of wanting to put something like this into the painting. something like that. Pick up the blending brush and I'll get that all nicely across there. Just add some beautiful aspects in the picture there. Wipe it and blend some of this, leaving the turmoil, brighter values, duller values of that paint there. Kill the edge, kill the edge. There we go. And just make it something like that. I just don't want it very loud if I can help it. Now I have the white, I'll grab a little bit of that within that white, that titanium white, and I might, where's my horizon line about here, so I might just put some kind of reference of this in the water as well. Just about there, and pull it down. Pulling it down. That'll do it. Just pull it down. Nice and soft. I've given that a light dry, and I'm just going to peel my tape off now. I'm going to grab that darker grey, and I've got some water here. Don't want it too watery though, but just enough to, I want to block it in with the darker grey first, then I'll add the shadow and some highlight to it, okay? Let me see how this is looking. See, I've wet it enough just so it's going to drag along. If that paint was too thick, it would have been breaking up and feel like it was taking a month of Sundays to get it on there. Look at that. I've got a ridge of paint there, and I don't want that to come down into there. So I've got this dry brush. I'm just going to pull it. There we go. Got rid of that. It's important out here to get these little blocked corners in so they look the way they're supposed to look, square, not rounded. I'm just using a flat. Okay, now I can give this a dry and then we can start adding the shadows and the highlights to it. Now we've pretty much got a black shadow coming down under here, but as it's coming from this point and down, it's coming wider. It's going to be wider at this end, okay? I've got some black here. I'm just going to use this long liner brush, quite a thick one, and try and get a shadow in there. And we'll start out here. So there's our line there. So you want to come just back a tidbit and bring this underneath. Now I'm going to add some of the grey to this because I don't want it pure black like that. That's too disgusting. So I've got a real dark grey now. There we go. That's better than black. And I want to come along here, keeping the shadow, this corner, reasonably sharp, like that. Okay, and then we're going to come down all the way, and it's going to come wider as we come down all the way. It'll probably come about that wide. Now use your reference for content value, adding the different contents you want in there, but doing it your way. So the jetty has a join in it, so I'm going to put a join in it, keeping this in cahoots with the end of the jetty line, okay? So I'm following that one's line there, which is this line here. I don't want to go this way, it's going to look all silly if I did. And we're going to bring this dark bit down just the way it is in the reference picture there, so it just looks like things are different levels there. So that's why I'm using the reference for the content value here now. Now I'm back to the light grey. Add a bit of water to that, just so it's inky enough. And we're going to add the edge of the blocky looking jetty structure, okay? So I'll grab my bullshit stick again. We've got pretty much here, there, in a reasonable line there, and down, because this is where, that's the darker edge is on the edge there, near that black. Now I'm just going to pretty much this way, get some planks in the middle, reasonably highlighted. And I might, just for the sake of it, is it in the, just where this is, I might put the intense highlight just there as well. So I'm just using this to scratch in some highlighted, we'll get down a bit, highlighted timbers on the jetty. And the good thing about this is if you can always add the darks back over the lights if you've done it too much, and you just keep adjusting the lights to the darks and the darks to the lights. There we go. Because I will fix this darker edge up as we go with the darker grey. So I'm picking up the darker grey because you could see this is looking a bit weird there. I'm just adding the slightest bit of black to it just to get it a bit darker, because this whole edge here is darker grey. See this boxed edge from here? So it's a lot darker. We'll just go up and down in an up and down manner like that. I can touch that black up if I need to. Just getting the edge of the actual jetty block in the way it should be. Just getting some of that same colour and coming out here a bit, just adjusting some of those lighter colours there. I'm just adding the slightest darker value to this top edge of the side here now and just pulling it down, because you could see without it how it looked and with it how it's looking. Just putting it on and pulling it down along here, like watch, and just down a little bit. All these little details help. Now just to finish that jetty, I'm going to look at the moon reflection, and I'll probably get something here, probably just gingerly highlighting this, but not too thick and blobby. Get it scratched in there. There we go. Now we'll put the nice little sharp sticks everywhere. They're what's going to make it come home, I feel. Now I've got another liner brush, a little bit thinner than that other one I had, and we want that black, but we want it tainted with some of this dark grey, because we don't want it pure black, but we don't want it grey. We want it very dark grey, so it's pretty much on the borderline of being black. And like I said before, I'm just going to use the picture as a subject matter, so I'm going to get a bit of a post there, and then just something in the water here, like that. Okay, I'm going to straighten up my camera on this in a minute, because for this angle it does look a bit See, that's a bit too black. I'm greying that colour up a bit more now. And we'll probably get a dark one, nice big one here. I'm going to put something similar to what's in the photo, but something nice and big there, coming to the edge. See how that broke away? I want that sharp right to the edge of the jetty there. Now it's a bit fat for my liking, so I'm going to just thin it down as well, if I can. Just put some kind of broken old crap there. And then we've got this highlight in the water, you see? So this reflection's going to come down through that and make the lights and darks play against each other. So it's coming from the shadow there, pretty much. Oh, there we go. You can break it up a little bit if you like. The more you detail these, the better. Now we'll get a couple just out here. So there's something out here. These ones I've noticed in the picture are a lot more greyer than what they are, the darker black grey. We've got something there. Something there. And we do have a medium tone blacky grey one right on the corner here as well. So I'll get that one above the top and coming straight down to that corner. Now see how that wasn't wet enough? I'll wet it up again and you watch the difference. Beautiful. Now we need that one reflecting in the water. Join it to that black bit. I'm just making it a little bit wonky. It's like that. Probably a little dot at the end. Let's get something there like that. I'll put that little, there must be a little sign there on top of this one. So we'll put that there. No jumping, no fishing or sharp rocks below, or artist didn't know what to put on the sign, so he left it blank. We'll make do with some of this dark colours we got here. So I've got the black, the grey, make a real dark colour of this, get some water in there. And down here, I'll come from, let's say there, let's say from the jetty. Don't go over that black bit, you want it to look like it's underneath. So I'll get some blobs like this. I'll get some little ones there. Now I'm not going to do those sticks. I'm just going to do some stones, rocks and stones all here. So we'll come up there, nice and dark against there, because they're coming from underneath that jetty and they can have some light in between them. I picked up some so there's some of that ground cover here showing, not too much but enough. Okay, now that raw umber, I'm grabbing that. We'll probably grab a little bit of the yellow oxide if we can. There we go. What's left? So we've got our yellow oxide, yellow ochre, and our raw umber. Not too bright, but now careful where the shadow is. Don't go against the bridge's shadow there. You want there, about that far from it. And all those rocks that we just put on, with the same brush, we can gently work out what's in front and behind everything. Just like this. Because this is the colour of the actual stones here. That black was just the depth for them all. And we'll get these looking artistically arty. Don't worry about those little ones, we'll put shadows on those. What I mean by shadows is just a very tiny line under it coming this way. So if anything, that moonlight looks like it's casting a shadow off these little stones that just aren't big enough to have highlight on them, but they've got a shadow on them. Play with their shadows a bit, make them a bit thicker. Okay, back to this colour. I want to grab the littlest of white now and just adequately or inadequately blend it like that. Okay, not too bright though. And now we just want to kiss the tops of these stones with some of this. See, I'm just kissing them. Let's not go too close underneath that jetty there. Putting them in front and behind each other so you can work out that it's created stones. There we go. Now I'm grabbing some of this grey colour here on a long brush. I'll get some more water in it. I had sprayed everything, but it's dried on me. And I just want to put a little bit of water lapping on the sand there, okay? So we grab this and work out. We'll probably get something here. Just like that. I've got my little scrumbler and I just want to scrumble the top of that back. Don't scrumble so hard, do a little bit at a time. I'll have to repair that bit. There we go, I just got some of that paint that I put the line on with and went over it. There we go, anything that's too bright, tone it down a bit. That's it, I don't want to muck it too much. Alright, let's whack a frame on that and see how she looks. There we go, that ain't too shabby, is it? Floating jetty with no horizon line. Thank you very much for Kiki Ostman for your reference picture, and I hope you have fun painting along with this one as well. And just remember, you can do that. Alright, hope you had fun. I know I did. Share, like and subscribe. Hit the link tree down below and see all the links that I have there. And tell your friends if you like what I'm doing. But if you don't like what I'm doing, you tell everybody, okay? Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.